Hi. So for this Core Breathwork mini class, you're going to want two weights. One that you're happy moving around with one arm, where you can feel the impact of the weight on your body, but it's not a strain for you in any position. So you can hold that weight out far from you or in, and at every point, you're just that much more aware of where your arm is in space. The second weight should be a little heavier, something that you can achieve that same effect with both arms with. So I recommend somewhere between 3 and 10 pounds for the single arm weight, and maybe 10 to 25 pounds for the double arm weight. You do you, and whatever you have on hand is the best choice. Without further ado, let's get started. And we'll start with checking in with our bodies. So sit upright, find the soles of your feet on the floor, take one hand to the top of your head, and just push your head up into your hand for a moment. And then within that, find your sit bones reaching down to the floor. I'd like you to take a long breath in and out, feeling the inside landscape of yourself as you do so. Notice what inflates first, what's easy, what inflates next. And then finally, if you keep on trying to inhale, what begins to unfold. And exhale with a long sigh. Now grab that lighter weight. Hold it in your right hand. We're just going to warm up the shoulder. So inhale and reach that arm down. Let your spine follow. And then exhale, bring the shoulder back, bend your elbow, and rotate to the right. We'll do that 4 times. Inhaling, rotating forward. Exhale, coming back upright, twisting right, and putting the scapula back into place in our back. And then turn your hands so the palm faces up and the weight's facing the ceiling. Rest it towards your shoulder. And let's take a triple inhalation here. Inhaling, getting the sense of pushing that weight up with the right sternum. Hold the breath when you finish inhaling. And then without exhaling, take another full breath in. Notice how maybe the back of the ribs start to expand more. And then another full breath in. Now slowly hiss the air out and push the arm all the way up to the ceiling. Feeling the ribs descend as the arm extends upwards. Take a couple easy breaths once you're done. And then 4 times we're going to inhale and push the shoulder up to the sky. Exhale, take the scapula back down, return to upright. And do that 3 more times. Feeling how your abdominals help your posture stay upright, but how they also help that shoulder to mobilize in space. And then with control, slowly lower that weight all the way down to the ground. Come back to your upright position. And let's just check in with our bodies now. So you might be feeling like your right arm is a couple of inches longer than your left. And if you check, that may in fact be true. If you close your eyes, you might notice that it feels like the whole right side of your body is bigger than the left. And if you inhale and exhale, you might feel like your breath expands a lot more on the right side than the left. And then let's go ahead and equalize that. So taking the lighter weight into your left arm, we'll do the same warm up. Inhale the left shoulder down. And then exhale, bring that left arm back and rotate left. 3 more times. Now, turn the palm upright, support the weight up against your chest, and let's take a triple inhalation here, breathing our sternum up towards the weight, and then inflating the back body even more. And with a third breath, just noticing where we're recruiting more space to inhale inside of our bodies. As we exhale, we'll push the arm up to the sky, descending the ribs as the arm glides upwards. Take an easy breath if you need. Then 4 times, inhale, push the arm skywards. Exhale, let it sink back down. And try a few different ways of doing this in your body. What happens if you keep your gaze forward? What happens if you look down? How many different ways can that scapula glide on the rib cage as you push the hand up? And then let that straight arm descend. Lower the arm. Place the weight on the floor. Check the length of your arms. Maybe they're more even now. Bring your hands back to your knees. And let's take a double inhalation here. Inhaling until we feel like we're full. Surfing that pause, then inhaling again. Noticing the inside shape. Then we'll exhale. So you can notice how breath begins to color in the inside of your body a little differently as your circulation improves, as the muscles get stronger and you warm up. And the simple action of noticing creates more agency for us in the future. We're more able to return to that level of mobility without having to work quite so hard. Let's take the heavier weight now. I'm just going to put both of my weights together because they're both a little bit light. And let's just hold them both a little bit out away from the pubic bone. Lean forward so you can feel some of that weight pouring into your feet. And then start to reach your tailbone behind you. So you create a bit of an energetic tripod. You may feel how your back begins to expand here. We're going to inhale and pull the head back. And then exhale at the top of the head, roll forward. Keep the rest of your spine upright. Repeat that 3 more times. Inhale the head back. Like you could put yourself further and further back into a hood. And then exhale, tip the forehead forward, rolling your gaze down into your chest. Twice more. Try to keep everything beneath your shoulders quite upright, just massaging the cervical spine. And then let the arms drop down until the elbows straighten. Roll your chin down to your chest. And then inhale, taking your right ear away from your right shoulder. Keep looking up until you feel a stretch between the jaw and the shoulder. Then exhale, roll the chin down. Change sides. And repeat. If you want to rest the weights on whatever you're sitting on, you can, just so long as your hands remain connected. So as the chin moves and the shoulder pulls, we start using the weights to anchor our arms, getting deeper stretches. We're going to stay with our ear going towards the right shoulder and take a triple inhalation now, breathing first into the expanse between your left jaw and your left shoulder. Sending more and more air up into the left sternum. Maybe your eyesight goes up over the left ear. Then inhale more. Imagine you could Imagine you could inflate a balloon through that left rib cage. Inhale most. And then let's exhale the air out in just a long sigh. Rolling the head down to center as the sternum releases. And inhale back up and center. Take an easy breath here. And then we'll do the other side. Inhale up and center. Exhale, roll the head down and center. Inhale, roll the head left. And once you've set up, take a triple inhalation through the right side. Breathing first into that ear-collarbone relationship, starting to pull the sternum through. Inflating the sternum more like a helium balloon. And then yearning your whole body through that shape, continuing to pull down with your right arm. Exhale an easy sigh. And come back up in the center. Let's place the weights down for a moment. We'll just have some ooey gooey spinal circles. So taking your sternum around your hips 4 times in each direction. Push down enough with your hands that you've made space for everything that lives inside your torso. And see if you can let your body movements create the breath for you. After 4 times, change directions. And come back into center. Let's take the lighter weight again. And I'm just going to hold the weight directly in my hand for ease here. I'd like you to push the weight up and rotate your palm as you do so. So right now my thumb is facing forward. And then as I come down, I'm going to spiral the arm in so the thumb is facing forward again in the opposite direction. 3 more times doing that. Rotating the arm up and down. Getting fancy with it, as though you could draw a vertical S or a spiral staircase. And if your arm doesn't straighten all the way, that's okay. Do what feels good for you. After 4, change sides. And let your body get involved. See if you can feel how your hips help, how your legs help, how your eyes help. Now we're going to play a brain game. So we're going to circle that weight around ourselves. Start with holding your weight in your right hand and pass it behind your head to your left hand. And then pass it in front of you back to the right. I just make 4 circles in this direction. Then changing directions, going forward with the right hand and backwards with the left. Now we're going to stand up. We're going to do that same pattern all the way down to the ground and all the way back up. So starting with the right hand, pass it behind yourself to your left hand, and then in front to the right. And slowly begin to trace this circle around your head towards your shoulders. After you get beyond the level of the shoulder girdle, you're going to need to find a different way to move. So start passing the arms behind the back and around. And take a couple more circles to bring it down to the level of the hips. Now we're going to start to take it down to the floor. Rolling your back down, flexing through the abs, and eventually, if you need to, bending at the knees. At the bottom, put the weight down for a moment. Bring your hands to your ankles, and 4 times we're going to inhale, stretch the legs and look forward. Big old cat-cow. Exhale, fold down. 3 more times. And then continuing that same pattern to come back up, passing the weight behind us to the right and in front of us to the left. Start down towards the floor. And then to come up, reach your tailbone down to the ground. So you start to unpeel through your spine as you pass the weight around your body, rotating as you need to. Coming up around the knees, thighs, eventually the hips, and then through the torso. There's no right way to do this. The right way is to experiment and learn and notice the strategies your body has to create even flowing movement. Eventually, the weight's going to be high enough that you need to change your shoulder rotation to pass it above them, going around the head, and then back all the way up. Stretch up at the top, triple inhalation. Notice what inflates. And as you exhale, keep pushing the arms up, the legs out. Feel the pecs pull down as your arms stretch up and the glorious stretch through your back. Inhale when you need to. Take your arms down, take a couple of easy breaths. We're going to repeat that pattern to the opposite side. So bring the weight up with your left hand. You're going to pass it behind yourself to the right and in front of yourself back to the left. Start as high as you can, circling like bees above you. And then slowly bring it down around the head. Testing the moment of transition. Down by the hips, and then down to the floor. Noticing if your body swings or if your shoulders are accommodating. What are your hips doing? There are a lot of options, all of them good. And at the bottom, put the weight down. Again, I'll turn sideways to you. We'll have 4 big breath cat-cows. Inhale, straighten the legs, pull against the legs to stretch your torso. Extending the chest, and then exhale, rounding in. 3 more times, making it as dramatic as feels appropriate for you. And then coming back up, take the weight, pass it behind yourself to the left and in front of yourself with the right hand. And slowly circle yourself all the way back up. Noticing where the spine rotates, what the knees, what the hips, what the ankles are doing for you. And trying to be thorough with the circular spaces you carve around the body right now. If your breath feels ragged, take a moment to consciously smooth it out. And notice the moment where you make the choice to change how you pass that weight around you. Going up to the sky. And let's sit back down. Taking the heavier weight. Let's inhale both arms up. And just find your plumb line. Let the weight descend through your body, emphasizing the vertical alignment with gravity. And then take a moment to shift a little bit forward and a little bit back, just so you can feel all of the postural muscles that help you maintain uprightness. Let's lean the head to the right. Let the left shoulder stretch out. Inhale into your left armpit. And then exhale, pull down on the armpit to return upright. Lean a little left. Shifting into your right armpit to stretch. Inhale, right armpit. And exhale, return to center. With control, slowly lower the weight down. All the way to the floor. Return to your hands resting on your knees. Bring your chin into your throat. Take a triple inhalation up the back of your body. And slowly hiss the breath out to return to uprightness. Take another easy breath in and out, assessing where and how your body is now. And thank you for joining me in this practice. I hope you have a better day.